Thanos is the most powerful villain in the MCU, and if you're a fan of the Avengers, you probably thought he's just a menace who wanted to see the world burn, and therefore was rooting against him. But there was a small percentage of us that when watching Thanos carry out his plan, almost admired him. His extraordinary willpower, his ability to sacrifice, his iconic quotes he pulls out in the middle of battle.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
And he genuinely projects so many characteristics that you would benefit from obtaining. And what I'm going to do is take you through Thanos' journey in Infinity War, and at each significant juncture, I'll analyze and break down how to implement Thanos' traits into your everyday lives to be better, stronger, and more successful on your journey. Ensure that you watch every part of this video because there's so many gems you don't want to miss. So, you with me? Now let's start with why Thanos even started his journey. Thanos is from a planet called Titan, and on the planet he had a genuine love for the people on it. However, there was an overpopulation problem, and he didn't want to see the planet collapse. So his suggested solution to the problem was killing half of the population at random so the other half won't starve. Obviously, this was considered drastic and an act of genocide, so his people banished him from the planet. However, what Thanos predicted came to truth, and the planet perished with all the people on it becoming extinct.
Titan was like most planets. Too many mouths, not enough to go around. And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution.
Genocide.
But random, dispassionate, fair to rich and poor alike. They called me a madman. And what I predicted came to pass.
What we see from the start is that Thanos is a problem solver. His aim was to create a solution to a problem that he identified. That's how a lot of self-made millionaires and billionaires become successful. They're able to spot a problem in society, create a solution, and it makes them rich. But being able to problem solve doesn't just help you in business. If you're in a relationship and you're arguing a lot, you need to identify the problem, devise a solution, and carry it out. If you're in a team and the team is losing or not meeting expectations, you need to identify what's happening, create a solution, and carry it out. The reason you need to know this is because too many guys wait for someone else to solve their problem. They rely on other people to give them motivation, or they want to network with rich people so they can get a handout. But someone like Thanos just takes initiative and does it himself. Being able to just get up, solve the problem yourself, and take the lead is a very masculine trait, and you shouldn't shy away from it. Thanos then decides he doesn't want the same fate as Titan to occur to the other planets in the universe. So he created his purpose of killing half the population on every planet in the universe. And that's basically how we get the start of Thanos. He started killing half of the population on each planet he went to one by one and was doing so. But then we see a change.
The entire time I knew him, he only ever had one goal. To wipe out half the universe. Just like that.
Thanos came across a problem on his journey, realizing that there are too many life forms in the universe for him to balance by himself. Therefore, he made it his life mission to obtain the 6 Infinity Stones, which could fulfill his mission in one single snap.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
And on this journey, we identify the next desirable trait you need: relentlessness. Thanos wasn't someone who was satisfied with almost getting there. He didn't stop until his mission was complete. He had one objective in mind, and he pursued it until it was obtained. Now, there's two main reasons why guys struggle with tunnel vision and remaining relentless on their mission. One is the paradox of choice. We have so many options these days. You can go to university, you can start a business, you can just go into a job, you can be a content creator, you can be an athlete. There's so many different side hustles to pick from. There's literally unlimited paths you can take, and therefore people get caught up in the paradox of choice, which is an observation that having too many options to choose from rather than making people happy and ensuring they get what they want can cause them stress and problematize decision making. You basically have so many options you don't know which one to pick, and your decision making struggles. You have so many options that you try one thing, and if it doesn't work within the first few months, you jump ship and try something new. You try a side hustle, it doesn't make any money in the first 2 months, so you quit. You need to actually pick something purposeful. Don't just pick something for greed, but pick something that would mean more to you than anything else. The other problem is social medias like TikTok and Instagram that have shortened your attention spans. You're used to scrolling so much that you just get bored of things very quickly now and therefore lack perseverance. But just like Thanos, you should do everything in your power to fulfill the mission and goal you have set for yourself. Now, his journey actually starts before Infinity War begins. But at first, he's essentially using employees to retrieve the stones for him while he leads from the back. And he's actually an extremely skilled and charismatic leader, having been able to inspire fierce loyalty unchallenged. Now, you shouldn't necessarily make people fear you, but you should make people respect you. You do this by showing them your qualities in action that will display that you're a high value person. And when they see this, they respect you. People always respect the millionaire more than they respect the waiter, which is not right. But you've got to appear like you're someone of high value, because when people detect value, their respect for some reason changes. It's going to be hard to change that, but you might as well play it to your advantage. Obviously, don't go and lie about who you are, but try to really extract the good qualities from you and put yourself in situations where they can shine. This will make people more likely to help you out on your journey. So he tries to get Loki to obtain the Space Stone in the 2012 Avengers movie, and he fails. But he keeps pushing. Then he actually gets betrayed as he gets someone called Ronan to retrieve the Power Stone, which he did, but then decided to not return it to Thanos and go his own way, resulting in the stone once again not being obtained. After these failures, Thanos decides to take matters into his own hand and retrieve the stones himself. And so, he gets the Infinity Gauntlet made for him and delivers one of his many iconic lines.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Now, this is actually one of the traits you really need to appreciate about Thanos and implement into your everyday life, and that is independence. You need to be willing to reach your end goal without any help. That doesn't mean don't try to get help along the way. You know, look for people like mentors and just anyone who can help you along the way. Don't get me wrong about that. Just be prepared and make sure you have a plan in place that could work without any help. Have the ability and the willpower, because it takes a lot to succeed on your own.
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
So then in Infinity War, we find that he's already obtained the Power Stone off camera, and then a week later, he obtains the Space Stone after defeating all the Asgardians, including Thor and Loki. Now here, we see one of my favorite traits from Thanos, which is using this sarcastic humor to appear calm and unfazed in situations that would shock or frighten most people. He was fully composed when Loki tried to assassinate him, and even mocked and made fun of Loki's choice of words.
My undying fidelity.
Undying. You should choose your words more carefully.
And if you've watched Peaky Blinders, this is something that Alfie Solomons also does.
I asked you to come alone and unarmed.
Yeah, well, alone I ain't never gonna do, am I? And as for the cane, don't worry about it. That's just my sciatica. It always plays up around the winter and the summer solstice.
Where he makes jokes and uses sarcastic humor in situations that are tense, and that allows him to remain calm and appear unfazed to other people, which is what you need to try. So when others are watching you and they're assuming that you're fearful, they're assuming that you're struggling or you're panicking, just make a joke in the moment, like violate yourself, talk about the situation, make some sort of sarcastic comment, and people will think you don't really care and that you're unfazed, even if internally it is getting to you. It's an easy way to put on a front, to put on a facade, and if you can pull it off and make it look natural, then it's really going to benefit you and make people see you as someone who can handle pressure very well. This is something Thanos did throughout the film and is why he had such an intimidating demeanor.
All that for a drop of blood.
Because it looks like nothing phases him, so try it out, trust me. He then gets the Reality Stone, again this quick succession showing his relentless willpower to reach his goal.
Now, reality can be whatever I want.
Now when trying to obtain the Soul Stone originally, something happens. He sent his orphan daughter Gamora to find the Soul Stone, and she apologized for allegedly not finding it, which was a lie. But he replies,
I am disappointed, but not because you didn't find it, but because you did, and you lied.
He already knew she was lying and reveals his despise of lying, which is a key trait of Thanos. Despite the manipulative nature of his character and the fact he's a villain, Thanos is actually a man who never lies, a very desirable trait. Now, lying is actually a sign of weakness because you're scared to face the consequences of when you tell the truth. So if you've done something wrong, be strong, take it on the chin, and people will respect you a whole lot more in the future, because no one really likes, respects, or trusts liars, so just tell the truth. Then he actually goes to find the Soul Stone when he forces her to reveal where it is, and the biggest turning point of Thanos' journey occurs. He loves his daughter Gamora very much, and deeply cares about her, but the only way he could fulfill his mission was by obtaining all 6 of the stones, and to get the Soul Stone, he had to sacrifice a loved one, and the only person that Thanos loved was Gamora. So despite him not wanting to do so, he had to sacrifice his beloved daughter and throw her off the cliff and gain the Soul Stone. This is one of Thanos' most impressive traits. He was willing to sacrifice something that meant so much to him just so he could fulfill his purpose and succeed in his mission. Now, you don't have to kill a family member, but if you really and truly want to make it to the top and succeed, you're gonna have to sacrifice many things that you love. Video games, watching TV, social media, junk food, pointless friendships, nights out, dead-end relationships. All of these things and more could be hindering your progress. And when there's so much resistance against you, and when the journey is so tough, just like Thanos' journey, you can't have any distractions weighing you down, so sacrifice or at least minimize them. He then goes to Titan to retrieve the Time Stone where he's met with Doctor Strange, and they conversate, ending with Thanos explaining his belief that
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
showing that willpower he needed to make the tough choices and sacrifices along the way. He goes to battle with them, but the clear thing to note is his calmness during the combat, and this comes from his extreme confidence we see throughout the film. Thanos doesn't have one of those I hope I win or I hope I succeed kind of mindsets. He has I'm going to win, I'm going to succeed, I'm going to fulfill my purpose and no one can stop me kind of mindsets. He has confidence to the point of arrogance, and society wants to make arrogance negative, but arrogance makes you almost impossible to intimidate because you have to satisfy your ego when you're arrogant, so you therefore do everything in your power to believe you are the best and to actually become the best. Someone who is arrogant about them being muscular and whatever, they're going to do whatever they can to actually make sure that they stay muscular and maintain their diet and stay going to the gym because they have an ego to fulfill that is telling them that they are this muscular person. So yeah, be arrogant. Believe that no one can stop you. The only thing that's stopping you from getting where you are now to fulfilling your purpose is time. It's inevitable. You're going to strive for your purpose by any means necessary. Thanos then abuses Iron Man in their fight, but before killing him, Doctor Strange gives him an ultimatum saying that if he spares his life, he'll give him the Time Stone.
Spare his life, and I will give you the stone.
Now, let's not forget, Thanos is a villain. You could say, yeah, I agree, get the Time Stone and kill Iron Man. Like, let's be real, that's not far from a reality of a villain's actions in a film. But he is honorable. Another skill you need to write down. You better be writing these down. He does, believe it or not, have morals and values that he sticks by. He got the stone, he stuck to his word, he didn't kill Iron Man. Thanos even honors his enemies. You need to honor every single person you meet. Having honor is the quality of knowing and doing what is morally right. So when it comes to promises and stuff, make sure you do your best to fulfill them and stick to your word. Thanos then had one more stone to obtain, the Mind Stone. With nearly all the power, he easily beats everyone and is faced against Wanda, who is powerful but he still beats, also exclaiming,
Today I lost more than you can know. But now is no time to mourn.
Saying that there is no time to mourn shows Thanos' trait of not resting until the job is finished. Now, I don't want to encourage anyone to burn themselves out. There's too many people that get satisfied and take breaks and take rests when the progress hasn't been that significant. They go gym for a month or they make a couple sales and then they think they can go out and party and drink and whatever. You work until some sort of job is finished. Only pausing to take rest breaks, but you're not entirely stopping. You shouldn't be drinking or partying, which will make you have a big dip in your progress. Thanos didn't have time to mourn because the job wasn't finished. Kobe Bryant has said his iconic,
Still to be happy about.
You're up too old.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Which is a quote I personally live by. And if I ever slack with my work or I'm lacking motivation, that quote always comes back to my head. And if the job's not finished, if my newest video isn't finished, if I haven't reached my subscriber goals, I quickly realize this and get back to working as soon as possible. There's no time to relax and play video games and scroll through TikTok when you've got a purpose to fulfill. And Thanos did. Hold on, there's still another lesson. When in retirement after succeeding in his mission, he actually destroys the stones to resist any temptation to use them again, which I think is such an underrated part of his character, showing that he never intended on being selfish with the power he got, but he genuinely wanted to solve the problem, and he shows again extreme willpower to just disregard those stones that would give him so much power. So for you, this could be something like using social media for business and for content creation, but then deleting it and disregarding it when it comes to consumption. Or something like getting a snack in your house for your cheat day, but then completely getting rid of the snacks in your house and not getting any more for the rest of the week. Basically have that willpower to get rid of anything that's going to cause you harm. And don't abuse the fact that you're privileged to have things like the internet and social media and all these devices. Just because you have them and just because you can afford them, don't waste your time playing video games. Just because you have internet, don't waste your time scrolling through social media. Have the willpower to disregard them and stay fulfilling your purpose. And once again, to display his extreme level of confidence and determination, I'll end with my favorite quote from Thanos.
I am inevitable.
So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification so you don't miss further videos. Make sure you do browse through my description. I've got a lot of links in there that would be very beneficial to you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I've been Jay Wisdom, and until next time.